This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. It's always been said, eat good food. You should take some time to be a little spiritual, meditate, sleep well, be active, and life is going to be great. Okay. Easy to say that, harder to get it done. And I'm going very basic here, but imagine having somebody to walk that journey with you. Let's call her a holistic health practitioner, and can keep you on track and really uncover some of the things that are holding you back, maybe some of the challenges that you're dealing with now, trace back to maybe some of those habits that really don't support you. We're going to talk with her today. Claire Boye joins us on the program. How are you doing today?
Hi, Steve. I'm happy to be here. Can't wait to talk.
Yeah, lots to talk about. When you work with people at present, what are you hearing overall? Like, is there one common denominator? Somebody comes to you and says, oh, this is what's going on in my life, or you're seeing that they're dealing with certain situations. Is there anything that at the moment stands above some of the other ones?
Everyone is coming in with, I'm tired. I don't have enough energy to do what I want to do. Or I don't know what to eat. Everything I eat, I have a problem with. I bloat. Can't go to the bathroom. Those are some of the basic things.
Wow. Yeah. And there's a reason. Tell me if I'm wrong about this, but there's a reason for all of those things. You can usually pinpoint them after working with somebody. Does it usually work that way?
Correct. Absolutely. So for me, people come with a diagnosis, or they come in with a description of their problems. And I work to address their main concerns, but more than likely there's many things going on that has gotten them to this point. So I used to work as an engineer, so I'm really into understanding all the nuances and details of things. So I start kind of wide, and then I narrow down and hone in to where things all started to allow the domino effect of feeling bad.
I almost view you, Claire, as like a CSI investigator. Like when somebody comes to you, you're looking to put all the pieces together to help them figure out why things are challenging, whether they don't have the energy they had, their food is not the same, they have digestion issues, all of that, right?
Absolutely.
So
So I feel like I'm mostly word of mouth. So when people come to me, it's because someone's like, oh my gosh, she helped me with this way, and it wasn't even that hard. And I was told all these other ways, and all she had to do was do it this way. So I'm definitely that one person that dives in to understand exactly where the body is struggling, and let the body talk to me, and then follow that.
thank you for saying that, because many of us don't realize it. Maybe we don't believe it, but I've learned that your body will talk. It will tell you what it needs. We don't listen to it usually, but it starts giving you signs as time goes on, and we don't hear them. Even the bloating thing. I don't know what it is. I feel bloated every once in a while. No, it's your body saying, yeah, don't feed me that. It's something that's not working for me anymore. You need to make a change. Otherwise, you're gonna feel this way. I'm gonna, as your body, I'm gonna make you feel that way because I'm trying to tell you something. And that's stress. Oh my gosh, we don't even realize what's going on, what it's doing to. Would you say that stress is one of the number one reasons for a lot of the symptoms that we have right now?
Well, I'd definitely say it's an impedance, right? For me, stress comes down to how the nerves actually are able to communicate in the body. A lot of people don't have as much bandwidth as they should. Also, we don't have in place many of the practices that we used to in order to expand that, like grounding properly, like making sure we release the stresses in our body some way, shape, or form, or fashion. One of the other things that we're really working through as well, because it isn't only this generation, but it's several generations that now have lost this ability to do that easily. So I have to work not even very hard. because I let the body talk to me. I just work to have people become more comfortable with listening to their own body because we have been more conditioned to have someone else telling us what's going on. And I like to say, I don't have to be the police because I
Mm.
make it so loud that you cannot ignore what your body
Yeah.
is trying to let me know.
To your point, 2 weekends ago, it was a busy weekend. So came Monday,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, wow, I feel like I'm getting a cold. I don't know what's going on here. So I've slept a
Mhm.
little bit, and then I was like, oh, I'm better again. It's all great. Then last weekend came around, busy again.
Mhm.
Monday, same feeling. I'm like, "Huh, what is going on here?" And I
Mhm.
really intentionally figured out that I did not get quality sleep over the weekend, burn the candle both
Mhm.
sides. It took me until
Mhm.
probably Wednesday of this week. And what I did, I worked, did my normal routine, but in the evening, I just chilled at like 8 o'clock, powered down. That's what it was. I wasn't getting sick. I just didn't have enough sleep. My body was saying, "What are you doing? Come on."
Slapping you a little bit in the head. Yeah, our sleep definitely helps us to restore and heal, right? So we don't do enough of that. Whatever we're picking up, we don't have time to process it. It kind of shows up.
Do you feel that what's going on in our bodies, Claire, it's that we're out of balance? Things are just not balanced, right? There's too much of this, too little of that.
Hmm. Yeah. So again, we don't have many things in place to make it easy for us to have balance, you know, and it's really about margin. So because the food quality is less than what used to be, we are busier than what we used to be. Everyone's engaged in some kind of device for something.
Mm.
Like we don't have enough time for ourselves, right? We don't connect and get direction on what we're supposed to be doing. We're just swirling. And a lot of people are swirling. It used to be somebody was grounded somewhere, but it's more common to be in circles where no one's actually grounded. No one knows which way is up. So we really need to learn how to take a breath and just tune back into ourselves and tune back into source and move forward.
Connecting with oneself. If you don't know
Mhm.
what that is, my belief, you're missing out on everything.
Yeah.
It we don't we're because we're just like the ants marching. We're on the treadmill of life, just blah, 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 every day, same thing, moving on, coming back,
Mhm.
start something fresh. Now back at, every day is just a autopilot. Take the time to listen. When you talk about grounding, I've got it.
Mhm.
Please explain it for others.
Okay, grounding. Understanding that our bodies are electrical conduits. We need to literally connect to something that can allow us to release. That is what grounding is. Now, how to do it is really where the struggle lies with a lot of people because most of our nerves are literally fried. So you can't even feel it.
Mm.
So I figured out a workaround because I live in Chicago. It's not always easy to go outside and touch the tree and walk around in the grass and feel the ground. That's only part of it. So I have actually figured out an affirmation that literally turns our brains on in order to ground.
I am so on the ledge of listening right now, because I get it. Side note, let me show you. 1 second. Mm. Grounding mat,
Yeah.
where all day long, and it's connected to the ground lug on the wall outlet. Don't worry, you're not going to get a shock. $20, Amazon.
Yeah.
Just another way to ground, but certainly hugging a tree. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds a little woo woo. I don't call it woo woo anymore. It's whoa whoa because it's like life changing.
It's better.
But the tree is connected to the ground and everything
Yeah.
starts there. So yes, that's one way.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't have time to get back into nature and all of that.
Mhm.
Affirmation, what would that be?
The affirmation, I am going to read it and see what you feel.
I'm
If
going
you
to write it down.
might need to text it. So it's evolved, but I'm really happy with where this one is right now. I do a different kind of grounding because I have a different vibration that's higher. Because, of course, if you're going to be pulling someone up, you've got to be at a higher level, right? but most people are on the come up, so they have to start somewhere. So this is what I give my beginners. Turn this so I can see it. All right, we ground through the actual organ of the spleen. Okay.
Didn't know
So I
that.
have people, yeah, that is our grounding. And that's actually the organ that's really responsible for helping us to increase our melatonin level. So after the brain starts going, the glands, then our spleen is the one that actually is with the production piece. So we ground through the spleens. So I say, all of my sacred spleens are rooted in Mother Earth. This combined intertwinement flows through my root chakra and is ignited by my Kundalini energy to anchor at the center of Earth.
Wow. Learned something today. Didn't know that the spleen is where a lot of the grounding needs to take place. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, so it goes from here through our spleen, through our root chakra, which is our pelvis area, and then the meridian for the spleen and the liver are in our big toe. So we ground through the spleen.
Is that because now we talk about the big toe? Is that why it can be impactful to walk around on the ground without
Absolutely.
shoes on? Is it
Absolutely.
because it's connecting to your big toe?
Yes, absolutely. So
Had no
that's
idea.
a big secret, right?
Had no idea.
Yeah,
Uh, it's also my belief that the most grounded creatures are animals, are pets. You look at
yeah,
your dog, your cat, they don't have
yeah.
shoes on. They don't
No,
have, right? They,
yeah.
they, they just do their thing, but they don't have to worry about mortgage payments, rent payments, car payments,
They've got the best life. I'm so jealous all the time.
same electronic devices, all of that. No, they sit there and they read your energy. They're
Yeah.
picking up on everything you're sending out. So when somebody says, I swear my dog knows what I'm thinking, yes, your dog does. They know.
That's taking time to understand that information. Thank you. So the other thing too is I also recommend to a lot of people to get flat shoes, and they don't have to be like the $200 situation. You get water shoes
Mm,
because what that allows is your toes to spread and to be able to touch the ground, right? And so that actually allows you to be better balanced because the other shoes don't allow you to ground as efficiently. So I'm always looking for wide toe box shoes,
wow.
mhm, for people to be able to walk and connect.
So I want to share with you, just to illustrate what we're talking about. Sold a house almost 3 years ago. Can't believe it's that long.
Mhm,
Um, I've been looking for another house, not the right market. I'm in the New York area. It's crazy
mm,
interest rates, blah, blah, blah. When I had that house, I renovated the backyard and I would go back there and just enjoy hours
mhm,
of planting. And I would make it look tropical. That's my vibe. Um,
mhm.
and be in the dirt. My hands get dirty. I had the dirtiest feet of anybody you'd ever see because I'd just be walking around. I didn't know at that time that I was grounding.
You were.
And when I sold the house and time after, I'm like, something's off. I'm missing something here. And it's not,
Mm,
missed the house. It's, not necessarily the, being able to do that stuff, but there's something, and that's what it was.
mhm,
I don't take the time because I don't have to do it now. Being outside, walking in the dirt, being part of the earth and all of that. That was my aha moment of this stuff is real. The grounding
mhm.
thing is real.
Yeah.
For you, where did you figure it out? Your aha moment about a lot of this. Actually, you know what? Tell us your journey. Where did this begin?
Oh. Well, I wasn't the healthiest kid. My mom told me this very interesting story. I grew up reading all sorts of things. I was into sci-fi. She had spirit readers and all these types of things in the house. My mom also told me a story about the fact that when she was a little girl, she had asthma so bad that she almost died. So my grandmother found a German homeopathic doctor. She said she went there, listened to what they had to say. He mixed a clear liquid. This is all I got. A clear liquid, a little bitty cup. She said she drank it and she didn't have asthma for like 50 years. I was like, I mean, of course, she's like 5, 6. I was like, you sure you don't know the name of what it was you had? She's like, I have no idea. But we went one time, and then that was that. I was like, okay, well, I've got to find something like that because I don't like the approach that I'm being given. Surely there must be an answer like this out there still. So that's kind of started my brain going to like, there's other ways to be able to help the body to be able to
Mhm.
heal
Yep.
and not have continuing symptoms. So then I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be something to help people. Fast forward to like high school biology. I couldn't dissect the frogs. I was like, I can't do it. I was like,
Remember it well. The smell of
oh,
formaldehyde.
ho, 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 took me out.
I would just even walk in the hallway of
Hey,
the
and I was
science.
like, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. I said, so I guess I'm not going to be able to help myself, can't help other people.
hmm.
And I was like, well, what can I do? I was like, I'm good with my hands. And I finally learned about engineering. I totally thought there were people that just drove trains back in the day. But I learned that they actually design things. I was like, oh, I could do that. So that's what I did. I decided, since I couldn't do the goop and goo, I'm going to figure out how to design a bionic arm that's going to help save the world. Because I grew up in those times, right? So off I went to engineering school.
Hmm.
And I was just like, this stuff is boring as I don't know what. But I felt like I didn't have avenues. And so that's what I did. Then, after being in industry about a decade, I decided to move back closer to home because I didn't like traveling all day just to turn around and go back to where I was living, which was the Bay Area. At my job here in the Midwest, this is where I found out about a clinical training program that you can actually help heal people. I was like, oh, I thought that reflex testing was just for games and jokes. I mean, I could do it, but really? So then I learned about this program, went to it, and then everything took off.
Wow.
Um, that's what happened for me.
Did
So,
it feel, yeah, for you, Claire, did it feel that it just all came together? Like you just had this moment where, like, this seems right. This is the way it's supposed to be when you were exposed to all these different healing techniques.
well, for me, it was just that I could do it so easily. I thought everyone could do it easily. And then I found out little by little, no one else was able to do it. I was like, oh, you mean you can't do it either? And I looked around and I was like, oh, I guess I can. Okay. So
Mm.
I'm going to do more and more and more. So I started this practice doing really, I was still very good at it. I could tell right before someone picked up anything, I was like, oh, that will work for you. Putting together like physical detox protocols. It expanded to being able to do service works that include energetically cleaning people out and also other things. It's very, I just meet the needs of whatever people need.
Did you feel, or do you feel now? That I'm going to say this with some latitude, that you're almost psychic in a way, where you can pick up on somebody's energy and what they need and what, just you're also an empath. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
definitely. So I learned that there are gifts in the family, and that's actually, especially during the COVID days and everything popped off, I could tell people, actually, when you call in, I don't just recommend something because it sounds good. I'm actually reading you and then determining what works best for your body. So COVID actually allowed me to expand my borders more easily because then I could just really admit, like, yep, I'm a reader. So you don't have to
Mm.
come.
I want to back up what you said, talking about your mom, that somebody mixed up something and it, life changing, asthma gone and all of that. Year and a half ago,
Mhm,
had digestion issues. Now I had an ulcer, call it like 7, 8 years ago. Stress. I
mhm,
knew what it was. Stress was causing it, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, is that the
mhm,
ulcer back? It got so bad, just uncomfortable. I don't know. I almost drove myself to the hospital. Not even kidding. And I would never
mhm,
do that until it got to a certain point. I connected with a master herbalist. She mixed me up something, marshmallow root, cat's claw, catnip, and said, drink aloe vera juice with pulp. I did it for 2 days.
mhm.
Everything, all the symptoms instantly went away. I felt fantastic. And that was oh, wait a minute. There's more out there than, going to the doctor. 11 minutes typically you have with the practitioner, and they write you a
Right.
script, and it's just going to take care of the symptoms. I knew it was stress, but that concoction, I still had the bottle. Excuse me, I didn't use it all up. I would give it to friends. Hey, oh, you got stomach issue? Here, take this. This will work for you. And that was my aha moment that there's more out there. But then again,
Yeah.
this stuff has been healing people for centuries. Nothing new,
Eons.
right?
Yeah. So, yeah. And that kind of sent me down rabbit holes too. It's like, so why is this not as well known? And so just basic politics. That's really what it boils down
Mm,
to. So,
we
all
could do
right.
a
So,
15 podcast from that point, Claire, about big pharma, billions of dollars,
yeah.
kickbacks to physicians.
Yeah.
I'm just, yep, throwing that out there.
I
Don't
know.
nobody say it doesn't exist. Okay,
Yeah.
because it does. I'm not saying every doctor at all, but yeah, there's things going on there that, there's medications that we don't need to be on. I don't take anything unless I absolutely, absolutely, I don't even take ibuprofen unless I really need to, and that's really rare
Yeah.
because there's other ways. Even just
I tell
grounding.
people, use whatever. We have to figure out how to use things that make sense. I'm not anti-medication.
Sure.
When I tell you, I will skew towards the old school medication because I feel like those had people with hearts when they made them. So they're not going to have so many side effects. They're actually going to work more to help support the body. The recent situations, I'm like, more than likely, it's going to cause some other things to come up.
Right.
That said, I also work really to help people to be able to get what they need to from the food or to drink a simple tea. Like, let's simplify life where you're not just so restricted to just use one type of thing in order to have some vitality.
And so much to talk about. Next time we get together, we're just about out of time, but
Mhm.
tea. I still drink coffee, got one right here.
Mhm.
But first thing in the morning, I drink tea. Sometimes in the evening, I drink tea. I
Mhm.
never thought I would. My grandmother used to drink it when I was a kid. I would look at
Mhm.
it and say, "Oh, tea's for old people. I'm never gonna be drinking tea." I love it. There's so many different varieties.
Yeah.
It's the flavor. Sometimes I'll take a little dropper of turmeric and put it in there just to kick
Yep.
it up. There's a lot to uncover here, and this is all about helping people feel better, have more energy, heal. How do we find you, Claire? Best way.
Best way is just to go online. You can go to the website, gnosisnaturalhealth.com, or you can send a text to our mainline number, which is 847-350-9697. And you can set up a 10-minute free consult with me.
I believe we lost her right in the middle of talking with her. I'll give you that website again, Gnosis, Gnosis, naturalhealth.com. If you're looking to change your life, and we'll talk with her more. Claire will have more insight next time we get together.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.